guess for the main talking point in the show, I don't normally do this, but I do have a prop. Obviously, what happened on Sunday. So,
Oh, hello.
My God.
yeah,
Hello.
yeah.
Are we
So,
sure? How?
uh, Man
Miss
City
Daisy?
2, Arsenal 1. It was
Woohoo.
a
That's good
game for
news to hear me.
a game for the ages. I think, yeah, Man City took the lead. Ryan Cherky, Arsenal's probably nemesis at this moment in time, ever since he done those QPR piece at Wembley, scored the opening goal, and then Donnarumma, huge mistake, literally minutes after, gifting Havertz the equaliser, and then Haaland in the 70 odd minute, I think, or the 65th minute or something like that, he scored to win the game. Um, Obviously, this is a huge result. Obviously, Arsenal are still top of the league, still 3 points ahead. However, with Man City's game in hand against Burnley tomorrow, I believe, on Wednesday or Thursday, that could easily be wiped, and also by goal difference as well. Arsenal not too far ahead on goal difference, so Man City could overtake them by before they play before Arsenal play Newcastle. I guess we go direct to the source. Tyrese, how did you react to losing at the Etihad on Sunday?
I'm not gonna say I didn't see it coming. Look, going away to the Etihad is a hard place to go, and you know, I expected it to be a hard game, and I expected to come out and try and get a draw. A draw was always the result that I wanted. A win on our current form was never realistic. We were never gonna go there and slap them 3-0. It was never gonna happen. We actually put up a good fight. The performance was actually reasonable. It was a reasonably good performance.
Yeah, it was better
You
than the
know,
Carabao Cup.
we got lucky with the goal. Yeah, definitely better than the Carabao Cup. Got lucky with the goal, but Havertz was there, right place, right time. Fair play, good goal. The defending from Gabby, he has to be less emotional, and it just has to be better at defending that Haaland goal, because he's better than that. So if it wasn't for small individual errors like that let Haaland get the space, then we probably would have walked away with a point, and everyone's saying, okay, we're going to win the Premier League. But fine margins. It's just fine margins. Look, league's not done. League's far from done. Look, we're gonna, as long as we win all of our games now to the end of the season,
Can you do
the
that?
goal difference is in our favour at the moment. The fixture list is in our favour at the moment. You know, all these fans getting giddy. Oh, we bowled the league. Oh, especially coming from guys like that who are getting relegated, and guys like that who haven't scored a Premier League goal in 4 games. Yeah, I'm not having it from any rival fan
Guys like that
whose
who've won a
team
trophy.
is worse than us. If you're a Bayern fan or a Real Madrid fan or a Barcelona fan, come talk to me, because your club's better than us. But if you're a Chelsea fan, a Spurs fan, I'll allow United. I'll allow United for that.
You can't talk to us.
But
You ain't
if
won
you're
a
a Chelsea or a
trophy.
Spurs fan, you can't come and
You ain't won a
get
trophy.
excited over us bottling it.
What
We
pedestal are
haven't
you
won a
on?
trophy.
You got second place,
We got
mate. Well
13.
done.
We got 13 top division trophies. Third most trophies in England. Trust me, we'll be
Yeah,
fine.
you won in a
We'll
ball.
be fine. You focus. Tell Javi Simmons to not celebrate like he's won the World Cup, and instead focus on playing football. He expects me to come out here and roll over and say my club's doomed, my club's finished. Nah, I'm coming out here full chest on smoke saying my club will win the Premier League in the end of the season.
What about Arteta? Which falls on him?
My thoughts on him is, if he wins the Premier League title, either stay and win more, guarantee you're going to win more, or walk at the end of the season and leave on a high.
And what about his rotation? Your world-class Gyökeres didn't start the game, rotated for Kai Havertz. He did score, did fair play, but I mean, only from a mistake, missed a few chances. Was that the right call?
It's never the right call to bench your top goal scorer. So I didn't agree with that. Havertz obviously it proved to somewhat work, because Havertz scored right place, right time, and you can't have Havertz in midfield. It doesn't work. So you either have him up top or you have him on the bench. So look, he started the game and scored the goal. And look, fair play to Havertz. I have nothing against him. 29. Yeah, fair play to him. He did well.
Okay.
But I would have started Gyökeres. I would definitely start Gyökeres
Yeah.
in that
And
type of
taking
game, or I would have gone 2 up top.
and subbing off Eze as well, because I thought he was one of your better players. I think
Subbing off Eze,
Arteta. I think
bad,
Arteta went
horrible
into
call.
that whole.
Horrible call.
I think Arteta cost you that game a little bit as well. Which I know Havertz did score, but still, I look. I don't think Gyökeres is world class, but to still bench Gyökeres for that game when you can. He's good for the physical battle, no different to Havertz. And
Yeah, definitely.
even like that
Look,
Havertz chance going through a goal
benching
against
Gyökeres is
Bernardo
definitely a bad
Silva.
call.
I do think if that Havertz chance where he went through and Bernardo Silva caught up, Gyökeres is through there. Personally, to me, he's quicker, stronger.
Yeah,
Just
I
little. And I think he
agree.
cost me the
And I
game.
think Eze
Arteta.
should have stayed on the pitch all day. I actually don't think Arteta cost us the game. I mean, I think his sub for Eze was a bad call. But I think on the grand scheme of things, the starting 11 was near perfect. And it was just individual defending errors that allowed Haaland to score that second goal. That first goal, Ryan Cherky's gone through, he's dribbled past everyone, and it's like Eden Hazard when he spanned Coquelin back in the day. It's one of those goals.
I was also
You
confused.
dribble through, you can't defend that. That's just world class
Yeah.
ability.
No, I was
You
also
cannot defend
confused by
world-class
a
ability
few
like
like
that.
rotation. Well, like I get you have injuries, and I know Madueke didn't have a good game, but you take him off for Martinelli, who's he's not a bad player, Martinelli, but to be playing
Madueke
that,
should have never even started the game.
I know, but why is
Taking
Martinelli
Madueke
playing
off for
out on the
Martinelli
right? Why didn't he just
is a
not
fair
bring?
call in my book.
No, but why didn't he just put Trossard there? Why put Martinelli out of position on his right hand side, which isn't his? No one ever sees Martinelli there. Like I know he's got a bit of pace.
We don't have
but
any right wingers at the moment, apart from
you got
Dauman.
Max Dauman.
Apart from Dauman and
Got Dauman.
Madueke.
He's supposed to be this next
But
generation.
you're not gonna throw a kid into the biggest game.
Yeah,
of the
throwing a
season.
kid into one of the biggest games of the season either works or it doesn't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
the
you
comes
might
on
as well
and
take
it's
the
the
risk.
masterstroke.
You might as well take the risk. It was
Oh,
half
I think
time.
you should have taken a risk. I think you definitely should have taken a risk. Look,
I
I think
said
Max
that-
Dauman should have come on.
That's what I mean.
I
I
said
think
this
Arteta made
the last
too
time
many
I was
wrong
here.
decisions.
I said this last time I was here, though. You throw him into that game and it ends up going wrong, right? That could really affect his mental, because not only has he contributed to Arsenal being bottlers again, but additionally as well, he might set him back because we haven't built up for him to really step up to that big level. In general.
I agree. See,
No,
that's
I
when
agree.
you
That's
want
not
an
right to
Ethan
do that to him.
Nwaneri. That's when you not want an Nwaneri that has had a few more games under his belt. Yeah, he's proven. He scored against City before, scored an absolute worldie against City at home before.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when you want Ethan
he's
on the
out on
pitch
loan,
to
ain't
come
he?
on at right wing. He's out on loan. Bad decision. Poor
Why
recruiting.
not send Dauman on loan? Just little things like that. Keep Nwaneri.
That's what I would have done.
But
Whoever
it is.
authorised, whoever at the club, from the recruitment to the manager that authorised that Nwaneri loan, they should all be held accountable, because that was a disgrace. You should be at the club. Skelly should have gone out on loan, if anything.
Torres is very annoyed by the influx of bottles with the Arsenal logo on it that the Man City fan organised ever since that fan went viral at our expense, actually. It happened at Stamford Bridge when Man City was spanking.
But we all knew Chelsea would roll over, though, JP. You lot of crap. We all knew Chelsea would roll over. So you do it every game. Every game, you can't even score a goal.
A lot of teams are poor, but City are. Do you remember I said this? City, I don't know how they do it, but they end up finding this get out this purple patch. They find this form and they just don't lose. I don't know what it is. I don't know.
But they didn't
what
play.
do.
They didn't play particularly well, though, Tom. They didn't play particularly well. They weren't. It wasn't anything
Yeah,
special.
but they still won 2-1. Like it was a close game. Of course, you got to remember.
If they beat us 4-1, fair play.
I know.
That game should have been a draw in the grand scheme of things, and they didn't play that well.
Look, Ty, I think you're thinking you're still going into this. I know you've got like an injury here or there, but you're still a top team. You're still a top team. You're not going to think City aren't going to just roll you over, but they've still come away winners of that game. And they were fighting for that winner. You could see they wanted 3 points and they got the 3 points and they held on to the 3 points. And in all genuine, yeah, you kept it close, but that was the main result at the end of it. The City's job was to go in there and win 3 points. I get that Arsenal fans were annoyed that they overreacted like they'd already won the league. I can understand that from, their point of view. But we've also seen Arsenal do it the other way around in a season ago or something, when you beat them at the Etihad or something like that, and you celebrate like you won the league. It happened. You get overreacted. It's a big game. It's a big result. It just happens. You're gonna react. I know we're coming to this later, but we had Brighton draw against us in 95th minute. Like heart rate's that, but Brighton celebrated like it was, they'd won the league or they'd got Champions League.
What else they should? Because Xavi Simons celebrated like he'd won the World Cup, mate.
Well, it was a bit. Look, yeah,
Giving it this to all the fans.
We'll talk
Giving it
about this in a
Messiah to
bit.
all the fans.
Yeah, we'll talk about this in a
He's
bit.
a disgrace,
anyway.
mate.
The only, just keeping on track to the Arsenal thing, is the only controversial thing I think, and I enjoyed it the whole game, and I've always enjoyed it, the Gabriel Haaland battle. But I do think Haaland dominated him this time round. I think Haaland got the better in multiple times in that game. I think Ty has to agree. And I've seen a lot of
Headbutt's a loose term. Headbutt's a real loose term. Come on, don't be silly. Don't be silly. It's not a red card. It's not a red card.
Haaland does that to Gabriel, you want a red card. It is just simple facts, you know.
If you call that a headbutt, then the game's gone. No, the game's actually gone.
But it's not. That's not the point. Haaland does that to you, you want a red card. That is facts, okay? And don't even try to tell me not. Haaland does that to Gabriel, you want a red card. Just other way around. I think Gabriel is. I do get it can be soft, but Gabriel's still done it. And we've seen people be red carded for that in the past. It's not like that's not happened before and people haven't been red carded. We have seen that multiple times. And I'm not picking out Gabriel. I'm not picking out Arsenal or anything. But I think it shows once again, I think it's the worst ever I've ever seen referees in this league. And I'll come again at like in the Tottenham game as well and other games that have happened throughout this week. And even in the Chelsea game.
There was nothing wrong with the officiating in the Spurs game. Just want to put that out there. Nothing wrong with the officiating.
I'll break more into it because I actually watched the game live. But I'm not just talking about the Tottenham game. I'm talking about the
I watched the full 90.
I watched the Chelsea game where Cole Palmer was fouled and it wasn't a pen, but it was 100% a free kick. There was just the officiating in Premier League games this season is horrific. I've never seen, and it's not just this week. I can go back to the week before where, look, I might be a Spurs fan and say, you know, Bobby pushed Romero, that whole thing. But you've also got the ref being 2 yards from Kolo Muani where he slapped him in the face and the ref called it handball, you know, and everyone knows
that Robbie one was fair. You lot can't handle a bad man. You lot can't handle a bad man like Robbie.
Yeah, but look, it's happened all season.
You lot just can't handle a bad man.
Ty, I think you agree as well. It's happened all season. There's been so many incidents. I think we thought it was bad last season. I generally think officiating that they need a whole remodel of it. I think they need new referees in. I'd bring some up from the Championship and demote some of these guys because it's either the new law or the new legal or the VAR that's come in. Because they're older referees and they've come into it, learning it, they are struggling to deal with it all, deal with the rules. I actually think half of them don't know the rules themselves. I think they're panicking. And then I just think we need a whole set of referees because these referees, they just can't contain VAR. They don't know what they're doing. They are.
But I'm not sat complaining. I think Anthony Taylor for us had a good game, and I think Anthony Taylor is actually one of the few refs that actually he's called the Arsenal ref for a reason. He's one of the few refs that is actually in general quite a good referee. Like
you get the odd one, but I still think across the board this whole season has been horrific for inconsistencies. Even on I'm not just talking about like one ref is different to the other. I'm talking about the same ref literally calling a foul for one thing, not calling a foul for the other, giving a card for one thing, not giving a card for the other. It's so poor. It is horrendous. And the ref watch, I don't even know why they made that a thing because the guy just always agrees with what the ref has done on the pitch. I don't think he's ever disagreed with the ref on the pitch on ref watch.
Of course he's going to. Of course he's going to.
He's getting paid. He's getting paid to agree. He don't need to agree with the refs. He's retired now. It's like ex-pros. They don't always agree with other professionals. They debate. What is the point of ref watch if the main referee never debates? It's just, what is the point?
I mean, look, with inconsistencies in refs as well, I can say this as well as a United fan. Martinez red card.
Yeah, it wasn't a red card.
Same
incident happened.
He pulled his hair. Of course, it was a red card. It was a red card. But I know what you're talking about. The same incident happened, and he didn't get sent off. That should have been a red. That definitely should have been a red.
Same incident happens like at Fulham, and it's all calm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's.
See, we need our very own ref watch with Robbo when he comes on every once a year.
Yeah. This is what I mean by inconsistencies, though. One's red carded, one's not. It's just poor. It's so poor this season. And
there should be a flat-out policy where we should all know it. Because
sometimes I just don't get how all of us can have the exactly same. Like, I know we watch it live on TV, but all of us can have the exactly same perception, and these refs just have to have different perceptions. You know, it's crazy to me. Like there's a difference between following a rule book and just logic. just being like you're not dumb. You're professional referees. Like it baffles me, honestly. It does baffle me.
You know, if the season does end trophyless, you know, Arsenal lose the league to Man City, and also say lose the Champions League, lose the final or something, can Arteta come back from it next season, or do you think that's it? He's taken them as far as he can go.
Nah,
I think
he's
that's
taken
it.
them as far as he can go. And I'll tell you a quote that my dad told me, and like it makes sense to this day when it comes to football, when it comes to winning the league. To win the league, and it's a mistake that Arteta made, and you can see this constantly whenever Arsenal play any season under Arteta. To win the league, there are because I know a lot of people don't like when I say the big six, so let me just cut down the numbers. There are 4 teams in the Premier League who you'd expect to fight for the title. Arsenal, Liverpool, I'll say 5 for the stretch. Man City, Man United, Chelsea. Tottenham,
The
we
big
can say
five.
big six,
The big five.
but
Tottenham aren't a
5,
big six club. They're a championship club.
we'll
You
keep it
can't
at
you can't
5.
put them in the big six.
We'll keep it at 5. We'll keep it at 5. But naturally you'd expect Tottenham to do better. But as of
Yeah,
late,
we shouldn't
no,
be where
but-
we are because we are terrible this season. But we shouldn't.
So
You wouldn't. No one would have predicted us to be in a relegation spot
There's
at the start of the season.
there's a main 5. There's a main 5, and you play 4 of them twice. Okay. With that in mind, let's now remove that from the points that you can get. You have every other club in the league that you should be beating. How is it that, and I'll bring it up again, how is Arsenal on the 11th losing 2-1 to Bournemouth when they need to create
Home
distance
as
against
well.
City?
Not even an away game at home.
Yes, how is that happening? How do you go ahead? How do you go ahead, right? Not only just after that, you draw to Wolves.
Mhm.
How's that happening? You're not winning nothing if you're letting small mishaps happen. You're running a long race. In a marathon, you're running a long race. It doesn't matter. You can lose or draw against City, but it shouldn't define your season. It could have a say in it, but it shouldn't define your season. We have to beat City. That's so much pressure on your players who, let's be real, an Arsenal squad right now is not ready to answer that question. United, are we ready? Not 100%, but we have the likes of a Bruno Fernandes to answer that call. We have the likes of a Casemiro to answer that call. Before
Next
we
season.
had the likes of Rashford to answer that call. We had players to answer the call. You guys don't have the players to answer that call consistently.
You're right. I think if Arsenal just brought
Yeah.
in that one player with that wit. Like I know Declan Rice has technically won a Conference League and this and that, but I mean
But that's the
a
conference
proper
league.
like bringing like a Casemiro, bringing that just like that one player that's won.
Well, bring in a
multi-trophy.
pensioner.
Huh? No, I'm not saying Casemiro, but I'm saying
Why would we bring a
bringing
pensioner in?
an experienced player from one of these top clubs. You know, there's top clubs all around the world that you can definitely attract. You're a top club in the Premier League. Lots of players want to play for it in England. You can definitely pull one of these players, you know, from the likes of maybe Real Madrid or Bayern or, you know, one of these, maybe not Real Madrid anymore, but there's a player out there, or like PSG or Inter Milan, just one of those players that are just so experienced at winning trophies, winning stuff, and getting stuff across the line.
Yeah, but didn't we bring in Jorginho and look at that shit show?
Yeah,
Absolute disgrace of a midfielder.
Jorginho's
I will
Came to
not
the
accept.
club.
I will not accept any.
Came to the club. No, came to the club after winning Champions League, Champions League, European trophies, Italian top division trophies, Serie A trophies, whatever. He came into the club and was arguably worse than El Neni, and that's a standard that you don't fall below. You don't fall below being worse than El Neni. When
it doesn't work.
you fall
You
below
are
that
right.
standard, that
That
means
comes
you
down
are
It wasn't great.
you are
It
finished.
doesn't work every time, but there's still a lot of these teams that win the
It's
league.
never worked for us.
Have these
You see, David Luiz
experienced
came
players.
in.
to your
Look at City.
recruitment.
I'm sorry. If
David
you look
Luiz
at
came
City,
in.
Bernardo
what
Silva, the
happened.
way he played against you the other day, like they have top players. There's better players than Bernardo Silva right now.
Was
Chelsea's a better player.
Bernardo a
Haaland.
world-class player when
Bernardo
he
Silva was
came
that
in?
leader in that team the other day. He
Was he a
dragged
world-class
you.
player when he came in?
Yeah, no, but I mean, he was.
Exactly.
But I'm saying he's
No,
still
he
that
wasn't.
leader right now in that club. He's still that
Bernardo
leader.
Silva wasn't a world-class player when he came in to see.
No, he was. He was on
Oh
the
my
verge.
God, from
He was on
Monaco.
He was on the verge. He was a very
He was
good
on the
player.
verge of being a
No,
world-class player.
yeah,
You
he
are
was a very
kidding.
good
You are
player.
joking. You are joking. After one
Why
good
do you
season
think?
at Monaco,
Why do you think City bought
after
him?
one good season at Monaco, you are kidding.
Why do you think City bought him?
City bought Brian Aït-Nouri. Is he world class? What are we
A
doing
better
here?
example
What we
from City.
doing?
How about this?
What
A
we
better
doing?
example from City, yeah. Erling Haaland, yeah. They brought him in as their striker
Exactly.
option.
Erling
They
Haaland
bring
was
him in.
proven.
And it's not just a matter of, okay, did he win anything at Dortmund? No, but he has that repertoire to his name where it's like, I need to put in a shift or else I'm fucked. Like, I will go down as a shit. Gyökeres, you can say the same, but Gyökeres was one season at Sporting. So I'm just saying this though. You guys need that player to like turn it up a notch. And it's not just that, but let's say you can't get that because modern football is different to football in the past. Let's now focus now with the number of players, because all these players they're going to
Why was he
Madrid,
brought on
Bayern.
Bastoni?
Yeah, but all these players are going to Madrid,
Don't need a
Bayern.
centre back.
They're going to be. You want someone attacking to actually
left.
cause you guys to go up to get that goal, to get that win. Defensive players, you guys have a good defense already as it is. You don't need to start stacking more. So looking at this, if you can't do that, you have to look at your coach. Your coach has to think of a new objective. What do I do now? Instead of saying the light bulb, Edinson invented the light bulb. Instead of doing that, or I'm on fire, let's focus on winning these games against smaller teams.
I'll tell you who I'd bring in. As an experienced man. I'd bring in someone like a Robert Lewandowski, knowing that his
Yeah.
contract is running out.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's a world-class striker.
Right
He's
there.
still a world-class striker.
Right there. No,
And
you're right.
yeah, he's getting on, but that's somebody you learn from, and that's somebody that makes a player like Gyökeres a better player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Learning
And it
from a
might
striker
mean that
like
Gyökeres sits on the bench more, but you're right. That that is exactly what I mean, though. You need to bring in someone like that, like a bit of experience, might be old-headed, but just knows how to get stuff across the line. And, I know you think Gyökeres is world-class, but Lewandowski is just a more experienced. He is technically better. You have to be real. He's done it for so many seasons.
Of course,
He is
he's technically better than Gyökeres.
Lewandowski's has still got a much better career high and career right now than Gyökeres, I think, has. And you're right. It could bring Gyökeres, it could make him perform better because there's a bit more competition. I think
Also, just learning from a player like that.
yeah, no, and that's or I'm trying to think of other people like how Chelsea brought in Thiago Silva. It changed that team. It did for a little bit change that team. Just
We
even
brought
if you
back
I know
Ronaldo.
it's hard to think nowadays. But imagine you brought
Yeah,
in
Ronaldo's
Marquinhos.
Ronaldo. He's always going to perform.
Yeah, but imagine
Yeah.
you brought in Marquinhos from PSG. I know it won't happen, but there's someone like
Yes.
that. Do you know what I mean? Just someone with that caliber that just I think will help you get it across the line. Just someone who knows how to win a trophy as a leader. I just think that's what you lack right now, and that is it. I think if you get one of them, like honestly, if you went
Well,
into
I
this
think-
summer and pulled one of them, I would generally believe, and it'd break my heart, but I generally believe you'd win a trophy. We would win the league or something.
The
Because
So
thing
do you
is,
think they made a
when-
mistake on
go
getting
on.
Gyökeres then? Because they just they jumped the gun to get him when they could
no,
have
I don't
looked
think it
at
was a
that instead.
mistake. They needed a striker, and they've done well with him. But they just it's not the striker problem. It's just an experienced player. Look at Jordan Henderson done for Liverpool. He wasn't even nowhere near the best player in that team, but he was just a leader. He just experienced winner leader. He just knew how to drag that team across the line. It was that's just all Arsenal missing. Once they have that,
It's how
They're gonna click.
No, I'd say-
Southampton are
say-
pushing it as well.
Go on. No, yeah, I'd say when you have Martin Odegaard as your captain, that's a problem right there.
I also
in
think
itself.
a midfielder. I think you need a midfielder that can break the lines. I don't think you have one of them. Someone that can control a tempo of a game, like a Rodri.
Losing Partey was bigger.
Yeah.
Was a bigger loss than people estimated.
Yeah.
No, it's big.
Because Thomas Partey right now. I mean, as a footballer, Thomas Partey right now is still a better footballer than Zubimendi, and that's the problem. That's the problem we've got. We didn't exactly upgrade.
Would you know what would be
by
a
bringing
crazy
in
one?
Zubimendi.
I know he would never have come because he's Spurs, but imagine you picked up Modric when he left Real Madrid. Like someone like that. If you managed to pick up a Modric, that would have been. And he can't play 90 minutes, but just to have him for 60 minutes on a pitch. That would.
1-0 down again, the Etihad, then you bring
Just
on
someone
Modric.
control the game.
I'd take him.
The 1-0 down at Etihad, you bring on Modric. I promise you, City fans are going to be. They will be like, oh, okay,
Yeah,
that's
because they
something.
know they
But
can't
right
control
now,
the game. He's one of the best players in the world at controlling a game. I think that is Arsenal's biggest miss right now because Rice is a good player. He just doesn't know, and I think City, Pep saw it as well. He doesn't know how to find that ball, that breaking pass through the midfield, beat 2-3 players with like a Rodri can. He's just missing that part of his game. He's good at driving with the ball. He's good at set pieces. He's good at defending, like good work rate, but he's not that player that can make that pass. Neither is Zubimendi. They're very similar profiles, I think, Rice and Zubimendi. And I think if there's a DM out there, like an experienced one that knows how to control the game, I think that's all Arsenal need. Someone that can play
Yeah,
a part.
no, Zubimendi. Zubimendi the last couple of weeks has been playing like a mix of Basuma and Andre Santos. It's
I
been
think,
it's been
yeah.
hard to watch.
I think Garner
It's been
could be a
hard
good
to watch.
Garner could be a good one for you. I think he's a
Who?
great player for Everton. I know he's not the experience
James
near, but
Garner.
yeah, he just knows how to. He finds that
But that
path in the
completely
midfield.
contradicts your point of experience.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
That's the part that no, but you pick up a Lewandowski and Garner. I'm not saying you have to pick up an experienced player in the midfield. You pick up both of them. You pick up one of each, and it's just if you can do one in together, a midfielder that's experienced, then you're laughing. But pick up a Lewandowski, pick up a Garner, got someone who can defend, work rate, but also has that killer pass, as well as a Lewandowski up top with so much experience and winning mentality. Honestly, that'd be scary. I'd actually be scared.
Yeah. No, but I think like you bring up these players. I was thinking Elliot Anderson maybe.
He's going to go
Nottingham
City,
Forest.
ain't he? For Bernardo Silva.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
go
maybe,
City.
to be honest, a
Bernardo
position
Silva.
that Arsenal should really look at is left wing.
Yeah.
Because I know they put Eze there and Trossard plays there.
Eze's not a left winger.
But I think maybe if you look at a player like Kvaratskhelia from PSG and to go into that left wing spot.
It'd be hard to get your hands on him right now. I know. I said that whole England for
I would take. I'd love a Rafael Leao, even
Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
I was going to say.
very big shout.
Yeah, JP's friend. He's he's great to watch. He's not particularly
he can be inconsistent
fantastic on the
at times.
stats.
Frustrating.
He's inconsistent. He's not fantastic on the stats, but I don't watch football for stats all the time. But he's a good player to watch when he's performing. He's a fantastic player to watch.
What about?
He creates that magic.
Hold
That's
on.
what you guys need. You need that magic to go forward in times where you guys are tight. You need someone to do something risky, to take that risk.
I've actually got a great one for
flip-flap.
Arsenal. I've actually got a perfect one for Arsenal. I actually think because it's only because of injuries that game time. But if you manage to get Barcola off of PSG, plays on the left wing, very good. Is the top goal scorer.
He has
for
finishing
PSG
problems.
This season.
I would say.
I think
he
that'd be
definitely has finishing problems.
He's
He
their
does
top
have
goal
finishing
scorer.
problems.
He's their top goal scorer this season.
Is he a top goal scorer?
Yeah, he's their top goal scorer this season.
Off the
Barcola.
bench as well, because he hasn't started every game.
Yeah, well, since Dembele, he started while Dembele was injured, weren't he? And then he's come back and he's their top goal scorer this season, Barcola.
Well, how about Desiree Doué?
He's not leaving. He's not leaving. He's not leaving, but Doué's like world-class territory.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You've got Doué, Kvaratskhelia, and Dembele. They're the front three. Barcola's that backup right now. Imagine getting starting time and he's a left winger, getting starting time and he's won trophies.
Look, I'd take him.
He's won trophies.
I'd take him.
He's better than what you got.
I'd also take as a striker he hasn't exactly got a lot of experience, but over at Brentford, that Igor Thiago's doing it.
I agree. I think you'd take a risk if you bought him after one season, though. I think you'd take a big risk if you bought him after one season. I think give it one more, like Tony, and if he's that good, if he does it again,
I'd like to see Lautaro Martinez get picked up.
I'd even still take Tony. I'd still take Tony at Arsenal.
So
even
I don't know why.
That's one thing you don't lose is ability. Just because he's playing in the Saudi league, he knows how to play Premier League football. And he'll come into it and he'll know what he's doing. And he's a striker that's going to score minimum 15 goals. Minimum 15 goals in the Prem, I'm telling you.
I know he's not crazy.
He's shown he's capable of it.
I know he's not crazy, but I'd like to see a Lautaro Martinez in the Prem. But time.
Massively overrated striker. I wouldn't take him. Liability.
Is he? I don't think he's massively overrated. I just think.
I know Arsenal wouldn't
never
need
seen
to
him
take
anywhere
him
else, have you? Apart from Inter, so it's a tough call.